Were you as well today years old when you learned this sneaker in every colorway part of the protection pack was never ever intended to actually be called the protection pack? Oh yeah, just fun fact about my hair, it's time for me to go ahead and get my butterfly locks redone. That's right, I love them so much. Another 6 weeks with that style, and then it's on to straight hair for the fall and winter seasons. But yeah, so whenever I'm filming this, fresh wash day, okay? Listen, the hair is growing, it is thriving. That's what happens when you minimize stress in your life and you enjoy it to the best of your ability.
I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl TJ back. Another video on Talks with TJ, and that's right, the protection pack. That's not really what it's called, and it's actually hard to break away from calling it that because since 2021 we've thought that's what it was called. We thought the original colorways that dropped, right? We had black, we had white, we had gray. We thought they were titled the New Balance 2002R Protection Pack. Oh, how wrong we all were. All of us, every single one of us, we were wrong. Now, I'm not blaming that solely on the consumer because, listen, when you look around, that's what everyone called it. I don't care if they were retailers. I don't care if it was a publication. I don't care if it was just a sneaker blog. Like, everyone called it the protection pack. And so we ran with it. But in looking up different details of the Mirage Gray, because that's what I do when I get pairs in, I like to, you know, learn about the pairs themselves. You usually find something that you didn't necessarily know about it, and I think that's what's special about sneakers. Again, most sneakers have their own story, whether in the design itself with the designer or maybe in the colorway, like what inspired everything that we see that we choose to put on foot. And yeah, I came across an article by Complex with the designer Yue Wu, who broke the news that that's a lie. The protection pack name, it's so wrong. If you want to read the full article yourself, go ahead, click the link in the description box to make it easy on yourself. But during an interview in 2021, let me double check, but I believe, yes, in August of 2021, Complex sat down with Yue Wu to discuss the protection pack because, of course, that's what's so special right now about him. Now, he's an in-house designer with New Balance, but he originally started working on performance pairs, and this is his first crack at a lifestyle pair. Talk about a home run. This is your very first time working in lifestyle, and yeah, I think you're doing quite well, and it's not the end of what we'll see from him, so I think that's very exciting too. And we thought it was called the protection pack, and he sat down with Complex, and yeah, I'm gonna read you what he said because there's no misinterpreting his answer. So he was actually asked during the interview, you have this protection pack. I saw that it's inspired by a redefined future and the idea that people across the world would just wear their New Balance shoes so long that they would fall apart but still hold together. How did you get that idea? First, I do want to say there's no such thing as the protection pack. What? Okay. I still don't know why people call it the protection pack. The first store that first launched it made up the name and called it the protection pack. So I know that sometimes people are in such a rush to get something out there, right? Information, knowledge is power, and how fast you can go to market with that power, well, that's also very important. So I understand it, I get it, right? They just totally renamed his design. That's so we've all ran with a made-up name. I am curious to know who actually dropped the first few colorways. Just, oh no, I'm not trying to be messy or anything. I'm just curious, you know, who did that? Because we all collectively ran with it. You think of the first 3 colorways that dropped in black, white, and gray as the protection pack. You think of the recent drops in April 2022 with vintage orange and dark navy and mirage gray. You also think of those as the continuation of the pack. And it was never meant to be called that. That has to be annoying as a designer because you put your all into a pair. You have in your mind a vision. Remember, I discussed that it really did have to do with old people in Boston, like wearing their pairs and redefining this future based on what they pretty much already had and what worked and what's their favorite and what's their go-to. And, you know, just having that in New Balance, yeah, that's not what we have. And what is it to have worked on something for so long? Because I think we as consumers also have to keep in mind to bring a pair from concept to market, like where it's on the shelves or available to purchase online. That's a lengthy process. It doesn't happen overnight. That takes years. So to have worked on this for years, you know the story that should be told, but when it actually goes to market and, you know, people get their hands on it, that's not, it doesn't, it's not accurate. It's, quite frankly, a lie. And it was done in a way like that. I think this proves the power of just social media and information right now. Everyone ran with it. Everyone. Now, that's not to say that you don't see redefine the future. That's not to say or refine the future. That's not to say you don't find that written up in blogs or on publications. You see it. But for all intents and purposes, you think of it as the protection pack. You think of those original 3 colorways as part of the protection pack. You think of dark navy, vintage orange, and mirage gray as part of the protection pack. That's not what it was. I guess out of respect for Yue Wu, I will personally do my best to refer to the 2002R for these specific colorways as refined future. That's what he had in mind, not protection pack. And I'm not sure if we put that accountability on the blogs, on the publications, on the retailers. Some of it is on the consumer, but you only know what you know. And all any of us knew everywhere we turned, it's called the protection pack. And I imagine as a designer, you work for years to bring something from a concept to market to really bring it to life. You know what it's meant to say. And then it's just totally misinterpreted and ran with. Like, that has to be just so as demeaning to your craft and all the time that you spent. Now, thankfully, this truth is out there and it'll be on every individual person if you want to continue to call it the protection pack, or if you want to refer to these pairs as refined future. That's up to you. I will absolutely leave that up to you, but just think about the Jordan 1 Lost and Found. Again, that was something where, let me get this out first versus getting the true story told for it. But this is sneakers, and this is 2022, and this is where we are. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and share what I discovered from an interview in 2021 with you all after picking up the Mirage Gray. I have another 2002R on the way, and then I would love to add the Vintage Orange. I would love to add Dark Navy and all the other pairs I discussed in the previous video. Hopefully you guys check that out. If not, be sure to do so, but go ahead and comment your thoughts below on the protection pack name being a lie. Wow. All right, well, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.